Hi, thanks for watching. So in this video, I'm going to show you how Google ranks your website in search results and how you can take advantage of that to drive some more traffic to your site and calls to the business by getting it listed on the first page. So for comparison, I've just done a quick search and I'm taking the top couple results here along with your website and I put them all into this tool that I use and it shows me all the information that Google finds on your website and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So just looking at some of these numbers versus the top ranking competitors, you can see why they're outranking you in the search results. But let me go into a little bit of detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So when Google is determining how to rank a website, it uses two factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which is basically a popularity contest. So this authority is gained by other websites linking or referring back to yours, and they act as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So just to kind of define these terms quickly, if say local Channel 12 News did a article on their website for the top 10 best snow management companies in Rhode Island, and in that article there was a link that the reader could click and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, there are a lot of different types of websites that can refer back to yours, including blogs or any kind of posting sites, press releases, manufacturers or suppliers that you work with. But one very important and powerful type is called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number is listed in a directory. Those include Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Super Pages. Usually all these directories are free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business information, and then input it exactly as it's shown in Google. Now you can see just from these numbers why Google has more trust in these sites and why they're ranking at the top of the page ahead of yours. Now, one quick note here is it's not just a matter of quantity of these links, it's also the quality. So we can't just be getting any website to link back to yours. It has to be from something that's relative to your industry or your field and from a site that Google trusts. So we can't say like have Pizza Hut link back to your website because Google understands that you're not slinging pizzas, you're pushing snow. So even though that'll add a number, it won't actually add any kind of authority. Now the second factor for ranking the website is the content on the page. So we take a look at your keywords. These are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on your website, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do a little bit of market research to find all the highest volume keywords based on the types of services that you want to offer, as well as the areas you want to target, and make sure that those are being included on your sites. So most of these are searching for you directly, or at least a portion of your business directly. So if we just kind of peep in at the competitors here, we can look at, say, let's try to find the Rhode Island landscape. I mean, I know you're not doing, it's basically kind of just keeping the guys busy over the summertime to push snow in the winter, but just as a for instance, 600 people a month are searching for Rhode Island landscaping. So if you were on the first page of search results, 600 people will be seeing your website. Now we're usually pretty conservative and say only 10% of those actually convert into a lead and call the business. And then I don't know what the conversion rate is, but let's say that we're even more conservative and say only 10% of that 10% actually become a customer. You're looking at 6 new jobs per month just off of this one keyword. Now then we duplicate that same process for all the high volume keywords and make sure that those are being included on your site. Now obviously the profit margin is different for all different types of services, but you can see how that many number of leads coming into the business every month can definitely add some revenue at the end of the month and at the end of the year. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. As far as the layout goes, Google doesn't care what the site looks like. It's just a computer and it's going to come in and read all the words and text on the page and count them. Now, it's generally looking for about 1,500 to 2,000 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an authority you are and the more likely it is to recommend you in the search results. Now, while it's counting the words, it's also searching for those keywords. Now, this is really where the number of words on the page comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 100 to 150 words of text on the page. So the more keywords that we want to be found for means that the more content that needs to be on the page. And that includes more than just the home page. It's, your services page, your service area pages for the locations. Just each keyword, we need to add another 150 words of text on the page to make sure that it qualifies and Google will pick it up. Now, if we go back to the search results, at the top of the page, this is called the Google Map Pack. This is a pretty important area to try to get into because nearly half the people searching will just click on one of these top 3 companies. Now, this is free to get in here. You just need to fill out your Google Business profile, which is part of the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. You want to fill out as much information in there as possible, including the services that you offer, the areas you offer it in, even the hours of operation. Then you want to be adding photos that are geotagged within your service area, as well as uploading posts on the profile on a regular basis. Have customers leave reviews, and then you want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now, underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list that you're going to rank. So this is where you need to get as many of those referrals from other websites and backlinks as possible. So that way Google will trust and recommend your site above everybody else. So that way you'll be getting the clicks and you'll be getting the calls whenever anybody is searching. So I hope this information was helpful, allows you to scale some of your online presence, and it kind of shows how a targeted approach to marketing can actually bring real results. But if you have any questions or would like to go into any further details, please feel free to reach back out. Also, we could talk about some of your goals as a business, and then I can do some research on my end and see what it would take for you to reach those. So I appreciate your time.